I don't usually bother to do this because, I kind of think, you're going to operate it with the filters in it. But I thought because there's so many of them, it would be interesting to do. So I took all the filters off of this thing, the HEPA filter, the motor protection filter, the main cotton filter, and then of course the bag. So we're running this with no filters, and then I'm going to add the filters back one by one, and we're going to see what we get for airflow at the inlet here. I'm not going to bother to repeat all this with the hose on too. That's just ridiculous. But those of you who have seen my other video on this Nilfisk GM80 know that it has a single stage motor in it that I haven't been able to identify. It might be made by Nilfisk themselves for all I know. It's not familiar to me. Oh, and I added a strip of rubber sealing right here because it seems to leak right around this band, so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put something in there just to help seal it up. And I have noticed that after opening up this machine and getting it all cleaned out and such, I have actually lost suction, and I'm guessing that's just a case of the suction relief valve in the upper portion of this thing now being able to open again. It must have been stuck because I was getting 96, 98 inches of water lift, somewhere around there, maybe 94. But anyways, it's gone down since, and now I can hear the relief valve open, so I think that's all that really happened. So let's first take our electrical measurements, and then we'll get on with the Alright, so we've got our ambient voltage. Let's turn this on. It'll be a little bit louder without any of the filters in it. Alright, so we got no filters in here right now, so we're just gonna And before I put this back on, I do not know what kind of condition this filter is in. It looks like it's okay. It has, a metal mesh on the inside here, so it's kind of hard to see. But this might actually be one of the tightest filters I've ever worked with. Because, I mean, normally on a HEPA filter you can get water to run through it, and this, it didn't really seem to move through it, so. But still, it's worth noting it's in unknown condition, so it might be just fine. It might be more worn than I think it is, or more plugged than I think it is. Alright, HEPA filter's back on. Alright, we got that yellow motor protection filter back in. Okay, so this is what the cotton filter or main filter, I've seen it referred to both on their parts sheets and such. It's quite large, and what they do, or they're set up a little bit funny because they have some metal rings in them for support. So there's one here and one here, and this one actually clips into this machine because it's folded over inside the machine for additional surface area. So you can see it on the outside, and then it is secured via that metal ring, which sits in on these little supports. There's just two of them on the inside, and that kind of allows it to keep this shape to it. So I thought that was kind of neat. Oh, yeah, there it is. These filters are pretty expensive too. I actually got a good deal on this one, but I think they're normally around like $120. The HEPA filters are like around 200, so that's why I washed it instead of replacing it. But it's like I'm not spending, you know, $200 on a HEPA filter. All right, HEPA filter, protection filter, cotton filter. Last filter, the bag. I thought these machines could be used with or without a bag, but they are definitely meant to have a bag in them. So, all right, all of our filters are back in. All right, the airflow reading's now finished. We'll take a suction reading. And you can hear that suction relief valve. Alright, so I've got the hose attached to it. And this is a tapered hose, which I did not know about them. And then we have this funny little connector on the end. It's kind of like a double swivel joint, so it can swivel from both sides. It's rather odd. Alright, let's get our measurement. So I don't have a proper floor tool or wands for it, or even ones that would be, well, I mean, it does seem to use a Wesselworks tool, at least for some of the tool variations, but I think that's as far as I'll go with this for now. I mean, clearly it's quite a powerful machine, and I've actually wanted one of these for quite a while. I've just never really saw one that was in too great of a price range. Actually, this one was a little bit spendy too, but I think I'm going to like this machine, so I'm going to say it was worth it.